We have a rare Thursday night showdown coming at you from Hertz Arena in Estero as the Florida Eels make the crosstown trip to face their arch rival, Florida Junior Blades. Good evening and thank you for tuning into the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play of the action. It is the first game in the regular season series between these two teams as the Eels enter the matchup with an overall record of 8-1-0-1. The Junior Blades, on the other hand, come in with 2 wins, 6 losses, and 2 overtime defeats. Puck drop is moments away, so we will step aside and return with your starting lineups and the call of the game. This is the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. Elite hockey coming up next between the Eels and the Junior Blades. We are back at Hertz Arena after a rousing rendition of the national anthem, and we are now ready for elite division hockey between the Florida Eels and the Florida Junior Blades. When it comes to the Florida Eels lineup, it looks a little something like this. Starting on the defense is Clement Espinas alongside Pavel Domachko. The Eels' 3 starting forwards are Ryan Garau, Easton Moore, and Adam Bertzloff. Their starting goaltender in between the pipes is Andrew Van Udegom. This is his 4th game in net this season. He comes into Estero with a 2-0 starting record, a 171 goals against average, and a 905 save percentage. Meanwhile, the netminder in between the pipes for the Junior Blades will be Christian Tracy tonight. This is his 6th game in net on the 2019-20 campaign, and he comes into the evening with a starting record of 2-3, of 416 goals against average, and an 888 save percentage. Players have taken their positions out at center ice, and we are just about ready to go for Thursday night hockey. Easton Moore leaning into the face-off circle here. And he'll go against Blaze Clary of the Blades as we are underway. The draw is won by the Eels as they skate from right to left across your computer screen in the opening period of play. Junior Blades from left to right, and right off the draw, we will have an icing call against the Eels, just 9 seconds into regulation. This next drop of the biscuit will come off to the left side of Eels goaltender Van Udegom. This one dropped down to the right wing corner for Easton Moore. Moore stashes it behind the cage for his teammate Clement Espinas. Espinas shuffles his way up the far side dasher, and he elevates the puck out to the neutral zone. Rung back around down to the near goal line by Blaze Clary, the Florida Junior Blades newcomer. Rimmed around to the far side circle. Junior Blades in enemy territory, and Bertzloff comes streaking down the other end, all the way behind the cage of the Junior Blades goaltender Tracy. He smothers the puck, and the blow of the whistle comes along with some words from Ryan Garau. Garau, it appears that he's getting locked up with the Junior Blades Xavier Ligros in between the rings, but those two will be separated by the officials and escorted back to their respective team benches. Eels bench is located off to the right side of my broadcast position. Junior Blades off to my left. With this next face-off coming to the far side circle, Junior Blades stuck in their own zone here as Matthew Cliff takes the draw for the Eels. The officiating crew having a quick word with each other here, but nothing more will come out of it as players take their positions up along the far hash. Junior Blades will win the draw here. Down to the near side corner. This time it's E.J. Halleck. Halleck maneuvers it to the center of the blue line, but able to hold it across for the Eels is Ian Frizz. Frizz down to the far corner here. Side shuffle to T.J. McLeod, and he's still not able to get it out for the Eels. Eels end zone here, near side point, and here's a poke check put into effect by the Junior Blades Xavier Ligros. Far side circle here. It's Stephen Hewitt retrieving the puck for the Eels, and he goes out to the center ice line for his man, T.J. McLeod. McLeod with a 360 out at center ice, and able to dance away with it for a quick moment there is Isaac Vasquez. Ian Frizz confiscates it here for the Eels. They're stuck at their own near side corner, and now on the move is Zach Simbro. Simbro dumping it down, near side corner, Junior Blades' own end, and that leads to a 4-man jam down on the near goal line. Keeping it across the center of the point here for the Eels is Matthew Cliff. Cliff left wing circle. Shot coming there on the way from Ian Frizz. That caroms off of Tracy's left-handed glove and into the mesh netting over the glass. 18-12 to go in the first period of Elite Hockey. 0-0 is your score from Hertz Arena. This draw will come from the right wing circle. Eels yet again in attacking territory. Dropped on back for Ian Frizz, near point. His shot goes wide off to the far post, and waiting for it on the right wing half wall is Vasquez for the Blades. Vasquez swings around the net of Tracy, up the near side dasher, and yet again, Junior Blades just failed to keep it out to center ice. They're able to do it, however, here. It's a 2-on-2. Leading the charge is Kyle Fryermuth. Fryermuth back behind the cage of Van Udegom. This is a pass caromed off the tip of a stick and out of play yet again. Both teams will get fresh new bodies on the ice here with a near side draw coming up next. It is a solid crowd on hand here at Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. This is the first home game for the Junior Blades since September 13th. So it's been nearly a month. That game resulted in a 4-3 overtime loss against the Tampa Bay Juniors. Out to the neutral zone here. It's an Eels face-off victory, and trying to maneuver it is Ryan Gural. Gural gets it down, enemy near circle, and swinging back the other direction for the Junior Blades is E.J. Halleck. Halleck now gets cut off by Gural yet again, and it's Junior Blades' puck at their own left wing half wall. It's a one-touch pass, brushed up on the way here from Halleck. Halleck to the right wing circle, pressuring him down to the far side corner is Gural. Gural now looses in up to the far point, but there to back him up is Frizz. Frizz knocking it down near side corner and rotated back out to the neutral ice for Mikhail Melikov of the Eels. Melikov takes a spin right in front of his netminder Van Udegom, and he is halted at the right wing half wall by Matthew Pinkerton. Melikov reunited with it, back behind the cage of Van Udegom. He'll now tilt it up the right wall and back out to the neutral zone. Coming on in slowly but surely is Ian Frizz down to the far hash, and able to create the poke check here is Halleck yet again. He has remained pesky in the opening stages of this game, and now we have a blow of the whistle as a Junior Blade is shaken up. In between the benches off to the far side of the broadcast position, that is Blake Maynard there, who received a slash, and this will result in the first power play of the game for the Junior Blades. Committing the crime here for the Eels is Caleb Harrop. So yet again, it's a 5-on-4 for the Junior Blades. That's the first infraction of the game for either one of these teams. We're scoreless with 16:30 to play in period number 1. Right wing half wall here for Fryermuth. Fryermuth walks it up to the far point. Here's a wrist shot on, and a chest save produced by Van Udegom. Puck carom down, far side corner, tilted back on up for E.J. Halleck. Halleck down to the far side corner now, and waiting for men open in front of the cage is Ligros. Xavier Ligros, far side circle, tries to go rink wide for Matthew Scribner, but that puck plays off a bizarre bounce. 1 minute and a half to go on the Florida Eels penalty kill. Stashed back up middle of the blue line, but Bertzloff couldn't produce the clear. Now Espinosa is able to do so as he trims it down near corner in the Eels end zone. So here is Bertzloff trying to play tag back and forth with Espinosa, and he is halted on the half wall left wing side. Back out to center ice this time around for the Junior Blades. It's Scribner. Scribner down, enemy near hash. Backwards pass on the way here for Halleck. Halleck knocking it back down to the goal line near side. Junior Blades still in control with 52 seconds to go on the power play. This is blasted between the rings. Save made. Rebound on the way by Xavier Ligros, and the Junior Blades cannot produce. Eels fighting like crazy down the man for the next 40 seconds. Right wing half wall, it's Adam Bertzloff. Bertzloff brings it up to the blue line, and that one is out to center ice as the Eels are able to get the line change going. Now it's Pavel Demotsko with a drop pass to Gavin Medina. Eels own right wing circle. Rink wide feed on the way for Zach Simbro here as he pours it down. 20 seconds to go until Harrop heads out of the box. And now behind the net of Tracy, he'll dump it up the right wing dasher, and waiting at the point for it is Mathis Ligros. Mathis and Xavier, two twin brothers here on this Junior Blades team, is ringing it off of the pipe is Blaze Clary from the near point. And now Gavin Medina racing for an unattended biscuit out at center ice. He runs it down right wing corner. Medina being held up against here by Kyle Fryermuth, so he gives it up down low far side of the goal line. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Harup out of the sin bin and onto the Eels team benches. 0-0 score with 14:10 to play in period number 1. Drop pass near point here. Wrist shot produced courtesy of the Eels, Ian Frizz. Now behind the net, it's Gavin Medina here. Medina in a big scramble for it. Far end wall with Cade Cahoon. This is elevated right point. Wrist shot on by Zach Simbro. That goes off of Tracy and over the glass. 4-1 are your shots on goal in the early goings of this contest between the Eels and Junior Blades. Tonight, the Eels are donning their road green jerseys with the black trim along the shoulders, white numerals and lettering on the back, black pants, white socks with the green stripe and black helmets. Far side circle draw here, won by the Eels. Frizz with a slap shot, but that's Karam then traffic and played off the body of Halleck. Now a rebounder by Frizz, left wing point, and he missed the net that time around. Too much mustard off of the right-handed blast. Now Karam down to the right corner here for Gavin Hoover, making his Florida Eels debut after a wrist injury he suffered in training camp. Here's a slap shot from Frizz yet again near point, but that rings off of the back glass. Now left side of Tracy's net, stumbling is Halleck. This one recovered by Garral, and Garral lost possession in the right wing circle. It's fumbled now out to center ice by Fryermuth. Fryermuth to the right wing circle, and it's rescued at the far point for the Junior Blades, Corey Adorio. Down the length of the ice here for Caleb Harup, but the icing is negated, so Eels get the line changed, and the Junior Blades will recoil for a quick moment in their own end. Now it's Cade Cahoon swerving into the Junior Blades end zone, and his wrist shot from the near hash marks goes right into the bread basket of Van Udegom. We're scoreless just about 8 minutes into this hockey game from Estero. Yet again, this is the first game of the season between these crosstown arch rivals, the Florida Eels and Junior Blades. Now it's Bertzloff releasing out to center. That leads to Garral with a shot coming in the high slot, and a glove save is produced by Tracy. Best chance of the night thus far there for Ryan Garral of the Eels. He had a defenseman right in front of him, but blasted a one-time drive right into the padding of Christian Tracy. Tracy in his second season with the Junior Blades Elite team. This next faceoff comes to his right side. Biscuit is dropped and scooping it to half wall is Adam Bertzloff. Bertzloff pivots it out in front. Waiting on the doorstep was Garral, but he wasn't able to take it. Now collected behind the cage here by the Junior Blades Xavier Legros. This is banged over right wing circle. Junior Blades can't seem to find the dump down. And now it's Bertzloff on the far end wall behind the cage of Tracy. Tries to go rink wide for Garral. Those two get taken off of the puck as Corey Adorio was able to swoop in, and he now backhands it out to the center ice line. And now pitched forward by Matthew Scribner. Scribner forks it in between the rings, but he wasn't able to find any open receiver of the pass. Now battling for it in the right wing corner is Andrew Frost. Frost tips it out to center, and that's Easton Moore. 2-on-1 if the Eels can hurry. Left circle goes across, shot, and a save by Christian Tracy. Taking the blast down in the right wing circle was Ryan Garral, as he had yet another golden opportunity to score, but no can do. We remain 0-0 on the board, 11:44 to go until the first intermission. Eels now lead in shots on goal 7-2 with this face-off in their end zone far side dasher. Scrambled back behind the net of Tracy, and right there to it is Luke Hoagland. Hoagland of the Junior Blades rinses it long out to center, but it's washed away here by Pavel Tomachko at the Eels' right wing half wall. Tomachko forwards it on the penalty box boards, which stands in between the two team benches here at Hertz Arena. Nasty scramble out at the center ice line, and there's a Junior Blade shaken up right at the red line in the neutral zone. That is Dylan Holtberg, and finally the whistle is given. He is doubled over down to both knees right now. It appears that he got the wind knocked out of him after a hit from Matthew Clift on the near side dasher. But he is helped back up, and it appears that he is skating under his own power back to the Junior Blades team benches. However, he will be examined by a team doctor just to be on the safe side. So we'll have another face-off coming, right wing side. Junior Blades with their backs to their own zone. Well, the Florida Junior Blades here tonight, donning the home white jerseys with the dark blue trim down the sides, dark blue numerals and black lettering on the back, blue pants, white socks, and white helmets. This one is declared victorious by the Junior Blades. They'll slap it over left wing circle, and this is fumbled around by Luke Hoagland. Hoagland puts it up. This is deflected in front of the cage and back out over that mesh netting. It was played off the stick of a Eels player, and the officials take this out to the red dot out in the neutral zone. Far side, Eels looking into the attacking end with Matthew Clift taking the draw against E.J. Halleck. Batted backwards here for Gavin Medina. Medina has it intercepted away, courtesy of Addario. Now Addario in his own near side circle goes rink wide for Holtberg, and Holtberg flings it on out to center ice. Back to retrieve it here for the Eels is Ryan Garral. Garral roughed up down on his own right wing corner. He still fires it back out across the center ice line where the Junior Blades get back to it. Here it's Matthew Pinkerton bringing it down right wing corner. Junior Blades on the offensive end here, but Gavin Medina maintains possession on the near side circle. Forwarded out to center, and this one will go vertical for Matthew Clift. Clift in the far side circle, and this is elevated backwards back out to the neutral ice line. In his own right circle for the Eels, this time around, it is T.J. McLeod. McLeod tries to go 200 feet down the ice, but right there for the Junior Blades is Kyle Freiermuth. Freiermuth now with a dump down from the center line, and the Junior Blades will get a line change on the way. Eels stick with their current men as it's Frizz whistling it back out to the neutral zone. Now could have been an odd man rush there for the Junior Blades, but Xavier Legros had no additional reinforcements as he was the lone blade in the offensive zone. Now it's Clift forking it to center. 2-on-1 for the Eels. Leading the charge is McLeod. Near a circle with a pass, but that gets disconnected as getting the right foot out in front was Blake Maynard. So we remain scoreless here past the halfway marker of the first period. 9:26 showing on the clock. And boy, have these two teams really had a feeling out process in the early goings of regulation. And that was expected, as this is the first of 9 games in the regular season slate between these two rivals. Ian Frizz winning the center ice draw here for the Eels. He'll knock it down the near side dasher and back around the end glass. And here for the Junior Blades is Alan Hernandez, the former Eel himself, who was with training camp at the Fort Myers Stadium in August. Here's a wrist shot coming from the far point with a flick of the wrist coming there from Blake Maynard. The cover-up is made, and now we have a scrum down low on the far side corner. Ian Frizz was hacking sticks back and forth with who appeared to be none other than Xavier Legros. That gets these fans in attendance fired up, and we will have men heading to the sin bin for these two teams. So far, we see Tanner Smith taking a seat for the Eels. Nobody has visited the box just yet here for the Junior Blades, and it turns out that's going to be the only violation here. It is a trip against Tanner Smith, and that is something which occurred behind the play, but you can only assume that's what led to some of those theatrics with Ian Frizz getting a bit testy down after the whistle in the far corner. So the Junior Blades over to their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1 thus far as they have it at the enemy half wall right wing side. And this is pivoted out to center by Easton Moore. Moore out to the neutral zone. Bertzloff now Moore with a breakaway. Left circle and a shot in front. And he is denied by Christian Tracy. Great teamwork there by Easton Moore and Bertzloff, as now it's the Junior Blades with a 2-on-2 of their own. Halleck to the far side circle. blazes it back over across, and now rifled down the ice by Clement Espinos. Line change for the Eels with 1:17 to go on their penalty kill. Now 8 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the first as these two teams continue to search for that opening goal of the contest. Back out to the middle line at center ice. Here it is Blake Maynard. Maynard going across for Alan Hernandez. Hernandez down to the near side enemy circle. In front of Van Udegam. He wasn't able to pull the trigger, however, with Ian Friz jumping in the way. Now a foot race back out into the junior blade zone. As really kicking up the heels was Zach Simbro. But Simbro got beat out by Hernandez. Hernandez far circle shot, and that hit the outer lining of Van Udegam's net. A rebounder from the near post, and it's batted away off of the high stick. Van Udegam with another save, and oh my goodness, the rally continues. The Eels faithful goes nuts as Ryan Garral blocked a huge shot down low in the slot. 15 seconds to go on the power play, and Garral is shaken up badly right now as he skated off to the bench but could barely maintain his footing. Finally, the whistle is blown 9 seconds ago. Until heading out of the box will be the Florida Eels number 21, Tanner Smith. 7 minutes until that first intermission. 0-0 here at Hertz Arena. Keep in mind, folks, that this is the lone game of the evening between the Eels and Junior Blades. No premier contest. However, the premier game will take place tomorrow here at Hertz Arena. 5 o'clock p.m. puck drop. You can tune into that game right here on the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. One last clearance here by Gavin Medina as we're back to 5-on-5. And it's dumped up the right wing wall here by the Junior Blades netminder Tracy. Bounce back down, right corner here by Gavin Medina. And now separating him off of the disc is Kyle Freiermuth. Freiermuth wrapping up towards the far post and keeping it across at the midpoint is Matthew Clift. Forced down near side circle by Ian Friz. And Friz is caught in a four-man jam. Halfway marker of the far boards. Rink wide feed here. Slap shot from Stephen Hewitt. But he missed a crossbar there, going high, dry, and off of the backboards. Rebounder in front for Clift, and keeping it in the left hand is Christian Tracy. Emotions continue to flow strongly here as Clift exchanges some words with E.J. Halleck. Yet again, officials get in the way of that, and cooler heads prevail with line changes coming both ways. Face off to the right of Christian Tracy coming up here. Tanner Smith leaning into the draw for the Eels. It's a tangle up. Jumping in the way is Mikhail Melikov near point, but he can't keep it across the blue line. Now back out to the Eels' own ice. It's Dylan Chabot, near side dasher, goes rink wide for Melikov, and Melikov barely chops it out to center ice. And now to the near side circle, it's Xavier Legros. Legros with a rink wide feed, but nobody was knocking on the doorstep there. And now back out to center ice, it's Tanner Smith. Smith with a drop pass to Melikov, right wing circle, wrist shot, that goes off the right pad of Christian Tracy. Now Dylan Chabot wipes it back on in from the center ice line, and retrieving it down to the low slot for the Junior Blades is Matthew Scribner. Now Scribner gets rammed into down low near side corner by Chabot. Chabot with a wrist shot coming near point, but it is boarded away and rifled back up the left wall by Adorio. Center ice here, both teams grab a quick breather as we approach the final 5 minutes of the first period. Still no score to speak of here at Hertz Arena. For a circle for Melikov in enemy territory for the Eels. He wipes out back behind the net after a little bit of competition from defenseman Luke Hoagland. And now a shot leaves a skim off of the backboards, and it is caromed up to the near point for Friz. Friz right wing circle there. And wide open was Smith, but he couldn't collect the puck off of the bounce. Far half wall for Melikov. Melikov winds and fires, and that hit the backboards yet again. Rebounder to the near post collected by Caleb Harrup, but he could not cash in. Now Ian Friz out at the center ice. Friz the right wing dasher. That's a give and go for Melikov, and the Eels are now called offside. Shots on goal now read 10-6 in the favor of the Eels. They have been on top of that category ever since the start of regulation. So we'll bring it out to the red dot neutral zone, far side, right in front of the Junior Blades benches here. Leaning in is Gavin Hoover for the Eels, and he'll come up short, as getting the best of him was Adorio at the dot. Now it's Adorio, individual effort down to the opposing near circle, but able to dangle it away for a moment is Ciro Calvanese. Wrist shot coming here from the high slot. Adorio trying to go all or nothing there, but comes up empty-handed. And now Calvanese shakes off a right shoulder from Blaze Clary. Big 2-on-2 scramble in front of the penalty box boards. Down to the final 4 minutes of period number 1. 0-0 here. And the icing is negated off of a clearance from the Florida Eels. So back to square one, go to Junior Blades from their own end. Off to the left of my broadcast position. Now winding and firing off of the back glass is Blaze Clary there from the far point, but couldn't connect with anything on the net. Now it's Ian Frizz back across the neutral zone red line. Junior Blades will bang it back across to the right point, and it's forked back out by Clement Espinos. Now Espinos flagging it down, far side circle here, Eels end zone, and he hit a piece of the crossbar there. Now maneuvered back out to center ice, and the officials will kill off the play. Nice back and forth, up and down, opening period of play here between these two elite teams. Florida Eels come into the evening number 2 in the entire USPHL Elite League. Yet again, they're 8-1-0-1 after their first 10 games of the 2019-20 regular season slate. Rotated back up midpoint here for Zach Simbro. Incomplete pass, so Simbro back out to the neutral zone. He'll go near side for Gavin Medina. Medina recoils in his own ice, and now flagged out to Easton Moore, who is waiting at the enemy blue line. He has it behind the net of Christian Tracy. He's trying to tuck it to the far post, but the defensive wall is too strong. Simbro right point, barely held it across the line. Wrist shot coming on the way, far point, and a shot at a goal. No, it stayed out. Oh, that was so close, but the Eels fans are protesting as here's a slap shot going down the left wall and into the safety netting. Oh, the Eels were that close, but there still remains 0 goals for either one of these teams. 2:34 until the first intermission. Well, from the broadcast position, you could have swore that one went across the goal mouth, but you have to remember it can't partially go across the goal mouth and be considered a goal. It has to be all the way across, but that is as close as you can get as we go back to play. And complete pass by Stephen Hewitt down the rink, and the Eels are called with an icing. Let's talk about the head coaches here this evening. For the you have Alex Sanchez, the second-year head coach, holds an all-time record of 39-14-4-1 with the Florida Eels Elite team. The Eels are the first team in his coaching career. Keep in mind he played with the Eels just a couple of years back for a total of 4 seasons. Now Eels with their backs to their own wall. Here in the right wing corner for the Junior Blades, this is Blaze Clary. Clary backhanding it up to the right point and jamming it there is Fryermuth. Fryermuth out to center after a battle with TJ McLeod, and the Junior Blades will rifle it back on in to Van Oudegom. Van Oudegom clearing it up the far boards. Back out to center ice here, and McLeod cannot maintain possession. Junior Blades lop it back on in to the Eels' position off to my right side. And here is Pavel Demachko across mid-rink. Backhanded pass, near side dasher here. Delayed offside is called against the Eels. So once again, it remains Junior Blades' puck. Near side corner. This time around, it's Luke Hoagland. Hoagland pauses for a moment and slowly walks it up to the point. Knocked back on down to the near post for Luke Hoagland. Hoagland helping out his netminder Tracy there. Gets it up, Bernard out, left side of the blue line. Demachko with a slap shot, and that caught Matthew Clift in the back as he was standing up against the near hash. Now dangling his way coast to coast for the Blades is Clary. Clary right corner. Tomachko right on his back. Things getting heated out on the ice. Officials laying a play out as we're down to the final 48 seconds of the opening period. 0-0 score. Junior Blades looking to strike here from the enemy far side circle. Shot goes up and out of play with the blast coming from Blaze Clary on the right-hand side. Head coach for the Junior Blades is Johnny Peltier. It is his first season as the head coach of the Junior Blades Elite squad. Peltier is also the director of player development for the Junior Blades Elite and Premier teams. Right away, Junior Blades face-off victory to the far hash marks here. It's Dario, far point, trying to anchor it down to the corner, but Easton Moore is right there to flank it out to center. Junior Blades stash it back on in. That time doing the honors is Alan Hernandez. Back over to the far point, and able to cut in the way is Clement Espinos to break up any Junior Blades opportunity. 15 seconds to go until the first intermission. Junior Blades hogging it at the right wing half wall, and finally dumping it down is Caleb Harrop here. Back to trade it is Hernandez. Hernandez gets cut short in his own right wing circle, and that is all she wrote for the first period of play. Where after 20 minutes of regulation, your score is 0-0 between the Florida Eels Elite team and the Florida Junior Blades. We will step aside and come back in a couple of moments with the beginning of period number 2. Live from Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. This is the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. We welcome you back into Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida, as we get set for the second period of tonight's elite game between the Florida Eels and the Florida Junior Blades. We are scoreless as we enter the middle stanza of play. Florida Eels will skate from left to right across your computer screen. Junior Blades from right to left as players take their positions out at center ice. Easton Moore goes up against Blaze Clary out at center ice. And here we go after 20 minutes of play. Down to the left wing circle here. Junior Blades carry it, courtesy of Blaze Clary, down to the near side corner. Clary intercepted there by Easton Moore. Now pickpocketed out to center by Bertzloff. Bertzloff cruising down the near hash. Puts the brakes on at the right wing corner. All right, on him is Corey Dario. Risen up for Tomachko near point, and finally sorted out to center by the Junior Blades, Mathis Legros. Eels puck yet again. Here it's Easton Moore out to the center ice line, but this one flutters off of his stick and over to the right wing half wall in the Junior Blades own zone. Big scramble for it down on the near side corner, and a hand pass is signaled by the officials for your first whistle in period number 2. 19-19 to go until the second intermission. 0-0 score as both teams get the line changes flowing for this drop of the puck in the neutral zone. Far side in front of the Florida Eels benches. Eels looking into the end zone. Easton Moore goes for the faceoff, and he comes up short to Dario. Zach Simbro looking for the poke check. He relocates it to Matthew Scribner. Now Scribner down to the right wing corner here. He backhands it for Adam Bertzloff, who now runs it out to center. Chugged over to his right for Easton Moore. Moore to the far side circle, tries to steer one on, but he is taken down from behind, courtesy of Isaac Vasquez. Jam in front, a save made, and now a scramble on the far post. Whistle is blown, and another bullet is dodged by the Junior Blades. Oh my goodness. This happened in the first period, and it happens again at the start of the second. The puck went across right on top of the goal mouth, but it did not go all the way across into the back of the net. And now a penalty is on the way against the Florida Eels, and the Eels, faithful in attendance, are absolutely irate right now, as heading to the sin bin is Easton Moore. So yet again, Junior Blades to the man advantage. 0 for 2 thus far are the Blades on the power play here tonight. Far side circle, it's Gavin Medina coughing up the draw to the right point. Standing there is Dylan Holtberg. Holtberg angers it down to the goal line yet again. Now high slot with a wrist shot coming from Freiermuth. Rebounder coming on the way, and the Eels get the 200-foot clearance down the rink. Demonstrating the dump and chase here is Gavin Medina. Back around the base of the net is Cade Cahoon, and he chugs his way to center. 2-on-2 for the Blades. Cahoon puts his high and into the safety netting for another stoppage with 1:34 to go on the penalty to Easton Moore, who now awaits in the sin bin. Let's take a look at these two teams and where they are coming off of on the regular season schedule. The Eels were previously in action this past Sunday, where they came through with a home victory against the Tampa Bay Juniors 2-0. More on that game in a moment. Here's a 2-on-2 jam down for it. Eels own near side corner, whipped out to center ice, and now with the poke check is E.J. Halleck. Right there to rescue it for the Florida Eels is T.J. McLeod. McLeod with a rink-wide feed, right wing circle for Harrup. Harrup with an incomplete pass. He was searching for Medina at the center ice line. That goes off the base of his stick and back down to the Junior Blades near corner. Retrieving it now for the Blades. It is Blake Maynard. Maynard down to the near corner here. Tried to whip it out in front for the one-time blast, but not able to grab a hold of it. It is Isaac Vasquez waiting on the doorstep. Now Vasquez for half wall, cleaning it around the net, and back behind the cage of Van Udegam is Halleck. Right wing circle here. Junior Blades getting something figured out 40 seconds ago on their power play. Yet again, their third one of the night. And now redirected out to center here by Ian Frizz. But the Junior Blades get right back to business on the offensive side. Right wing circle here. Halleck in front and not able to grab control yet again was Fryermuth. Near side corner, you have another 2-on-2 scramble for it. Zach Simbro getting in there for the Eels. Gets a paw on it and now lapped away by Andrew Frost. Out to mid-rink. It's Adam Bertzloff getting involved in the foot race with Dylan Holtberg all the way down to the far goal line. 5 seconds ago on the power play, and out of the box comes Easton Moore. We resume 5-on-5 as the Eels look to raise it out of their own end. And now breakaway for Easton Moore. Moore near side circle, backhander, and a save by Christian Tracy. That keeps us scoreless with 16:35 to go in the second. Rebounder by Moore in the far side circle, and Christian Tracy remains phenomenal in net. 15-7 your shots on goal. Eels still on top. That game previously where the Eels blinked the visiting Tampa Bay Juniors 2-0 on Sunday, the game was secured by Ryan Garrell in the second period with the game-winning goal. And an empty netter was stashed in by Adam Bertzloff to secure the victory in that one in the final moments. Game continues to get very chippy, and now the Junior Blades have a delayed penalty going against them. So now for the first time of the evening, the Florida Eels head to the 5-on-4. We're scoreless yet again, 4 minutes into the second period. Taking a seat for 2 minutes is Xavier Legros of the Junior Blades. And as we mentioned back in the first, Xavier and Mathis Legros are twin brothers. Both were born on April 19th, 2002. However, they are not identical. And right now, Legros wants an explanation as he sits in the penalty box. A pair of referees are discussing things out with him. But of course, he will have to take a seat. And now it appears that an additional penalty is given off here against the Junior Blades. So now it's a 5-on-3 for the Eels, and that is massive. Also joining him appears to be Mathis Legros. Unbelievable. So Xavier and Mathis, the two Legros brothers, are both in the penalty box right now. One is an elbowing call as the public address system rings out. Left wing circle here. Another one fired on by Garral. And the blow of the whistle is prompted as Tracy brought glove to puck. So one penalty is an elbowing and the other is a roughing. So yet again, 1 minute 40 seconds to spare of 5-on-3 hockey in the favor of the Eels. Prime opportunity for the Eels to draw first blood as over on the near point here, it is Mikhail Melikov. Melikov slides it far point here, slap shot and a goal! Mikhail Melikov converts on the 5-on-3, and the Eels get on top first, 1-0 with 15:46 to play in the second. Mikhail Melikov with an absolute blast on the near hash marks, and he finally breaks through for his team. They had chance after chance after chance ever since the start of regulation, but nothing went through. And finally, as they go up by 2 men on the power play, Melikov makes it happen. And this Florida Eels fan base in attendance goes absolutely nuts as that frustration starts to ease up on the Eels bench. Drop of the biscuit here. It's Gavin Medina. Medina wins the center ice draw, and he'll take a 360 as he crosses the blue line at the center of the point. Medina drop pass on the near side of the blue line for Espinosa. Espinosa creeping in. Keep in mind, Eels remain on the power play 5-on-4 for the next minute and 8 seconds. Mathis Legros out of the box. Xavier remains in for the Junior Blades. Left point here for the Eels. It's Medina. Medina goes rink wide, and now up to the midpoint for Demachko. Demachko sinks it down. Far hash across for Espinosa, and his shot is pulled wide off to the far post. Now 5 minutes into period number 2. It's 1-0 Eels. Espinosa sauces one out to center ice here for Gavin Medina. Now Medina plinks it forward for Espinosa. That wicket's in between his skates. Lopped down the remainder of the rink here by E.J. Halleck, and the Junior Blades will get the line change in effect off of the dump-in. Behind the net of Andrew Van Udegom, this is Gavin Medina. Medina shuffles it down enemy right wing corner for T.J. McLeod. McLeod playing tag back and forth here with Medina 13 seconds ago on the Eels 5-on-4. Now a big scramble for it. Halfway marker of the near glass. Right corner now. It's Tanner Smith. Smith elevating it for Demachko. Demachko outer end near circle, rink wide for Medina, and he's poke checked away by Adorio. Back to 5-on-5 are these two teams, but the Eels do convert on the 5-on-3 moments ago. Now it's Espinosa with a dangle near circle, and he's taken down from behind by Christian McGovern. Fans in attendance for the Eels won a penalty, but nothing comes their way. Now for hash here for Adorio, trying to get it out of the Junior Blades own zone, but forcing it back in is Clement Espinosa from the near side circle. Behind the cage is a lockup here between Tanner Smith and Mathis Legros, and Legros plants it out to center ice for Espinosa, who holds back for a moment and goes tape to tape now at the blue line with none other than the Florida Eels, Matthew Clift. Clift dances it down to the right corner, and from there it's another big scramble for it. It continues before finally setting it free for the Junior Blades is Matt Pinkerton, and now there's a big battle out at center ice. Two players tripping each other up, and this is getting ugly. Things are getting very nasty here from the stands to the ice rink. What happened there was Gavin Hoover was tripped up with a player, and oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Hoover just got a slash to the midsection, and nothing was called there. Boy, tensions are coming to a head. More in a moment as play continues. Now it's Simbro behind the cage of Van Udegom. He spreads it up the right wing wall, kept across at the point by Adorio. Adorio plasters it down left wing corner, and a shot on here, but it's taken off the body of Simbro. Now Hoover has the stick yanked out of his hands by Blaze Clary, and those two are now going back and forth at the goal line. Shot on, and a whistle coming up from Van Udegom. Well, what happened moments ago is Gavin Hoover was out in the neutral zone, and he was locked up with Matt Pinkerton. Those two tripped each other up out at center ice. And then Pinkerton sprawled out in front of Hoover, tripping him up after the initial altercation. Eels benches really wanted a trip there, and then moments later, Hoover received a slash to the midsection, which yet again was a no call. 12-13 now to play until the second intermission. 1-0 Eels. Here's a 2-on-2 for the Eels. Down to the far side circle here. It's Adam Bertzloff. And now figured out the center for Adorio. Adorio gets yanked down left wing side. Play continues, however. Unattended biscuit high up on the far point. Knocking it back around the end glass is Christian McGovern. McGovern to the high slot. Whiffing on the slap shot there is Clary. Shot in front. And what a stoppage by Van Oudegom. Out to center. It's Moore kicking up the heels. To the opposing near circle. Sauces it back for Garral. And Garral knocks one off of the end glass. This is a puck back out to center ice. 2-on-2 for the Junior Blades. Right circle now. Xavier Legros knocked down by Frizz. This wheels across the goal mouth and out of the cage. And things are just absolute madness with a shot coming and another sprawling stoppage coming from Van Oudegom. This is unreal right now. Both Eels benches, or both team benches rather, making as much noise as possible. After the whistle, we had a massive scramble out in front of the cage. And this is rivalry hockey indeed. The Florida Eels and the Florida Junior Blades, no stranger to each other. And this is only game one of the regular season series between these two. So we've seen the tension in this one already. And that shows you what kind of season slate it's going to be between these two crosstown rivals. We see some disciplinary action coming on the way with a Junior Blade heading to the sin bin. Getting escorted to the seat is Andrew Frost, and the Eels will have a 5-on-4 coming up here. They lead 1-0, 11-11 to spare in the middle stanza of regulation. And here we go to the far side dasher. It's Ryan Garral stuffing it to the half wall. Batted out of midair, out at neutral zone by Adam Bertzloff. And Bertzloff with a drop pass to Melikov in his own right wing circle. Eels recoiling here. McHale puts the brakes on behind the cage. Now maneuvers it up the right wing wall. He'll go rink wide out to center ice for Moore. Moore now looking to get across the point. He's onside. Moore to the far side circle. Takes a 360 around the cage of Tracy. Bertzloff to the right wing half wall. Goes up far point for Melikov. Melikov over for Garral at the right wing point. And now back around the end glass for Bertzloff. This is rotated, and it is a delayed offside. What a hit. Oh, Matthew Clift just absolutely rocked Christian McGovern after the whistle, and the Eels benches absolutely erupt. The shenanigans keep on going here at Hertz Arena. And the officials right now slowly losing control of this game as these two teams find a way to just keep getting back at each other. Line changes on the way for both squads. 1 minute, 16 seconds on the clock for the Florida Eels power play. And the puck will be dropped off to the right of Andrew Van Oudegom of the Eels. This one planked down near side corner for Clement Espinos. Espinos looking down the rink, goes up the near side for Melikov, waiting at the half wall. Melikov goes tape to tape for Medina out at center ice. Now it's Tomachko over at the far point, Eels end zone. Tomachko moves his way, straddling the blue line, now marks it for a circle for Medina. 50 seconds to go on the 5-on-4 for the Eels. Tomachko blast one from the middle of the blue line, and it's batted out of midair by Mathis Legros. Legros goes up and just barely got it out by a matter of inches over at the far point. It's Espinos retrieving it back at center ice. Now Gavin Medina puts the give and go on for Tanner Smith. Smith now with a 360 on the far end wall. Up to the blue line for Gavin Medina, left wing side. 20 more seconds here until the penalty expires on the Junior Blade side. Now it's Espinos wiggling it in between the rings. Wrist shot and a goal! Gavin Medina with his second goal of the season, and the Eels double up their lead, their second 5-on-4 power play goal, 2-0. 9:21 on the second period clock. So now we see the Eels break through. They seemed a bit timid in period number one. Keep in mind, after the initial 20 minutes of play, we had a scoreless tie, and now the Eels are starting to really break through. And now to make matters worse, it appears that an additional infraction is coming against the Junior Blades after the goal. The guilty party is E.J. Halleck, so right back to the man advantage goes the Florida Eels, even after that initial tally. Right now, the head coach, Peltier of the Junior Blades, really arguing his case as yet again it is just absolute chaos here at Hertz Arena between the seats and the ice. And in an environment like this, that almost makes it impossible to think. Yet again, Eels lead 2-0, 9:21 to spare until the second intermission. And right now, the officials just keep discussing away here, and that is what is leading to this big delay. Well, back to play we go here. Bertzloff dropping it back into Eels' own ice. Finally, we get back to action as here's Adam Bertzloff out at the center line. Now down enemy far side circle. He's creeping into Tracy. Eels 15 seconds into their latest power play. Right wing side, it's Melikov. Melikov near hash. Left wing side now, shot on by Garau, but taking it right off of the skate is Mathis Legros. Now right wing side, big 2-on-2 jam for it at the half wall. Setting it free is Matthew Cliff. Cliff backhands it for Bertzloff. Splitting the blue line is Melikov. Slap shot goes wide off to the right of the net. Bertzloff rescues it near point, tried to go rink wide, but couldn't hold it across the blue line. So it's Melikov back out to center ice. 1 minute, 13 seconds ago until the penalty expires for E.J. Halleck. Right circle now, give and go for Bertzloff. Bertzloff goes across the zone for Garau. Garau top of the blue line for Bertzloff. He shimmies one off of the back glass. And now to the far end wall, battling for it is Dylan Holtberg. Holtberg now left wing half wall. Bertzloff applying the pressure. Bertzloff sets it free in front with a shot, and that one could not be tucked in. Bertzloff had a perfect chance, but he ran out of real estate to work with. 40 more seconds left on the Junior Blades penalty kill. Sunk out to center here. It's Ryan Garau in front of the Eels team benches. Goes forward for Easton Moore. He finesses it down to the far corner, and nasty hits keep coming. Now Moore just got absolutely rang up against the far half wall there by Dylan Holtberg. Holtberg skates off. Easton Moore gets up and remains in the game. It's Melikov in between the rings and the Eels end zone. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Now Melikov gets knocked down by that same man, Holtberg. Holtberg down to the low slot. Goes high out to center. And it's 5-on-5 hockey yet again. Junior Blades able to stave off the penalty kill that time around. This wrist shot from the far circle caught out of midair by Kristen Tracy, with the attempt coming on the way from Vincent Schofi yet again. Here in the middle period of play, we have 7:12 on the clock. 2-0 Eels lead yet again. Face off to the far side, Dasher in the attacking ice. Far side we go. Wheeling it down is Gavin Hoover, and that leads to another big jam in between the circles. The officials appear to call a penalty here. It is a hooking by the Blades. Cade Cahoon is the perpetrator. And the Junior Blades have just absolutely riddled themselves with the penalties here in this second. Yet again, power play Eels. Far circle here, won by Espinoss. Espinoss backs it up to the point. Now shuffles it down for Medina at the half wall. Medina up to the blue line now. Espinoss on the other end. Wrist shot coming. Shot there by Medina, but the save was produced by Tracy. Now gathering it at the far half wall this time around, it's TJ McLeod. McLeod at the far point. McLeod whistles it down far circle for Gavin Medina. Medina rink wide for Espinoss. Between the rings, wrist shot by McLeod there, but the poke check was put into effect by Holtberg. Holtberg caroms it out to center, and here's a high stick with the blow of the whistle being demonstrated. Shots on goal are now 21 for the Eels and 10 for the Blades. 1:25 to go on the Junior Blades penalty kill. That special teams unit for the Blades has been absolutely exhausted here in period number 2. It's Clement Espinos back in Eels' own ice, waits behind the cage of Van Udegom and shreds it up the near dasher for Gavin Medina. Medina going long here for Smith. Smith to the near side circle, tried creeping in towards the near post, but Dylan Holtberg had the poke check yet again. Now it's Smith to the near hash, raiding at the right wing half wall. Frizz taps it in front for Medina, but he cannot apply the one-time drive. And now it's rimmed back around the end glass yet again. Near point for Harrop. Harrop now rising his way between the circles of the high slot. Now is Clement Espinos near point. Reloads here for TJ McLeod. McLeod with a backhanded pass, and that one went straight into the clutches of Blaze Clary, who sends it down the remainder of the rink. Flied it away here for a point. And getting out of a scramble is Harrop. Harrop across center ice, walks it down to the far side circle, but stopping him in his tracks was Blake Maynard. Maynard behind the net, exchanging some shoves back and forth with Harrop. Play rolls on down to the final 10 seconds of the Eels power play, and we now get down to the final 5 minutes until the second intermission. Whiffing on a clear is Espinos. Junior Blades with a chance here. It's Maynard down to the near side circle as we resume full strength, and now another penalty is called. This is a hold. Let's see who it goes against. It goes against Clement Espinos of the Eels. So these two teams are exchanging penalties back and forth and back and forth. Espinos with his first infraction of the evening here, as the Junior Blades get back to the power play for what feels like the first time in a long time. Exactly 5 minutes on the clock here in the second. Eels up 2-0. Near side circle draw. Victorious are the Blades. As up at the near point, flying one high off of the backboards was Luke Hoagland. Hoagland has to go all the way back out to center to keep the offensive drive going for the Blades. Goes near side for Cade Cahoon. Cahoon flights it down near corner and now sorted back on down the length of the rink by Easton Moore. Behind his net, freezing the biscuit is Tracy, and he sets it up for Blaze Clary on the near side of the goal line. Clary back up the left wing boards, goes across for Andrew Frost. Frost out at center ice, and Bertzloff dives in front of him to take the puck away. Bertzloff gives it right back on over to the Blades, however. Now it's intercepted by Ian Frizz back in the neutral zone. He skates back into Eels' own ice to kill off some more seconds on the Junior Blades power play. 1 minute and 8 seconds left on that. As here's Tracy behind the net, setting up the puck yet again for Clary. Clary lost his footing on his own blue line. Clary reunited with it now, back at his own far side corner, just trying to get it out, and he does so successfully on the second attempt. Now running away is Mathis Legros. Legros gets buried down on the near corner with a little bit of forced error as Ian Frizz. Now up at the right point. Big two-man scramble here between TJ McLeod and Xavier Legros. Those two dueling at the half wall, right wing side yet again. Wrist shot knifed wide off to the far boards by Christian McGovern. And now far point yet again, creeping in is Andrew Frost, and the left-handed save is put on by Van Udegom. The whistle is blown. 23 seconds until we resume full strength. Boy, oh boy, what a game it's been thus far. Well, the Junior Blades, they previously played this past Sunday with a 4-1 win at the Charleston Colonials. We talked a little bit about the Eels. Now they're coming off of a victory against the Tampa Bay Juniors. Junior Blades had a win previously themselves in South Carolina. More in a moment, as here is Melikov backhanding one in, but it'll be rifled away here by Tracy up the far glass and back out to center. Here it's Blake Maynard. Maynard far circle, but he couldn't pull the trigger in time. And right away, it's out to the neutral zone for Tanner Smith. 5-on-5 we go yet again. 2:48 until these teams head back into the locker rooms. Slowly with his Matt Scribner across the center ice line. Wanders it down to the near side circle. And yet again the Eels poke it out to center. Now it's Pride by Luke Hoagland in front of the Eels bench. Takes a 360 as the Eels get a line change rolling here. Lobbed forward by Kyle Fryermuth. Fryermuth to the right wing circle. And getting the best of him is Zach Simbro. Simbro relaying it back out to mid-rink here. And it's a 2-on-2 leading the charge is Melikov. Backhanded pass, right wing circle now. Shot on by Harup. And it's a breadbasket save by Christian Tracy. A stick went flying out in midair as down on the low slot was Melikov, and he was tangled up with Luke Hoagland. And it appears that Hoagland will have a penalty as a result. This is a slashing call going against him. So down to the final 2 minutes we go of the second period, and the Eels are back on the man advantage. Right wing circle draw. Officials say somebody moved prematurely, so they'll do it over here. Well, in that 4-1 win for the Blades over the Colonials last Sunday, Xavier Ligro scored a pair of goals, and Junior Blades goaltender Christian Tracy stopped 39, make that 29 of 30 shots faced in net. Now breakaway out to center here for the Blades. It's Clary. Clary near circle shot and a goal. He took the water bottle off the top of the net. Clary goes top shelf. A short-handed goal, and it is 2-1 Eels. Junior Blades cut their deficit in half. A play as unfortunate as they come for the Florida Eels, and that's one which will definitely take some wind out of your sails. The puck was left completely unattended at the center ice line, and Clary was all over that one. To the near side circle he went, and he floated that baby right over the left shoulder of the Eels netminder Andrew Van Oudegom. Eels still with the lead as well as the power play, but they have some work to do, up by only one. Eels own near side circle here, it's Espinoss. Clary's goal will go unassisted here as the public address announcement is made over the Hertz Arena sound system. Espinoss has it pivoted away by Isaac Vasquez, sliced behind the cage now for Stephen Hewitt. Hewitt up the far side, Dasher, and it's over to Ian Frizz in the right wing circle. Frizz now stopping behind the cage. 1 minute, 8 seconds to go here in the 5-on-4 in the favor of the Eels. Out to center ice. Really kicking up the heels this time around. It is Dylan Chabot. Chabot far side circle. Pivoting it down right corner. Trying to rotate it up to the point. He does so successfully to Espinoss. Espinoss with a slap shot there. That's wide off to the far point. Now it's Gavin Medina at the center of the blue line. Flanked it down to the near goal line. And waiting there is Chabot. Chabot back behind the net. Rotated in front of the cage for McLeod. McLeod gets it loosened up. Not able to secure it was Tracy. And this is back down the length of the ice here for the Junior Blades. Right corner coming out of his cage to play here is Van Oudegom. Give and go for Espinoss. And now shuffled out to the neutral zone for Adam Bertzloff. Bertzloff in a battle, clashing sticks back and forth with Clary, who got the goal for the Blades moments ago. Out in front for Cliff, shot, and that's wide off to the near post. Golden chance there for Cliff yet again, but too little too soon. We're back to full strength, 5 seconds to go into second. Bertzloff in the right circle, slap shot by Melikov. That skitters wide to the net, and after 40 minutes of regulation, your score, the Florida Eels 2 and the Florida Junior Blades 1. 25-12 your shots on goal in favor of the Eels. As we enter the second intermission, we'll step aside and come back with your third period of play right after this. Live from the stadium in Fort Myers, Florida. Make that live from Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. This is the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. We are set and ready to go for the start of period number 3 here at Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida, where the Florida Eels Elite team leads over the Florida Junior Blades by the count of 2-1. Junior Blades win the opening draw as they skate from left to right across your computer screen. Eels from right to left. Back behind the Eels' own net here, it's Clement Espinos. Played out of midair by Blaze Clary. Now batted up to the far point. Wrist shot coming on the way by Clary. And tucking it straight to the midsection is Andrew Van Oudegem. That's your first stop to play here in the third. 21 seconds in. Yet again, Eels hold that 1-goal advantage. Face-off coming to the left wing dasher. Eels in their own zone here, with Easton Moore getting into the circle against Isaac Vasquez. Somebody moved early, however, so the officials will require a do-over here. So back those two go at it. Moore coughs it up to the far point. Waiting for it there is Vasquez. Vasquez with a 360 around the net of Van Oudegem. And now right corner for Zach Simbro. Simbro stretches it up the far side. Dasher waiting at the left wing half wall is Ryan Garral. Garral kicks it out the neutral ice. And there to retrieve it is Dylan Hutberg right in front of the penalty box boards. Adam Bertzloff out in the neutral zone here. Shreds it backwards for Simbro. Now popped out of midair and taken away by Matthew Scribner. Scribner to the far circle. He dangles his way past Hewitt, but Hewitt prompts a turnover anyway on the far hash marks. Now Hewitt wrestles it up far point and out to center. And right there for the Eels appears to be Ryan Garral, and indeed it is. Garral passed too far ahead, and taking advantage is Holtberg. Holtberg in front of the penalty box boards yet again. Double team between Bertzloff and Hewitt. And now it's behind the cage of Van Oudegem. Van Oudegem to the far post. This one shot on point blank by Andrew Frost. Now you have Ryan Garral jumping in there against Andrew Frost, and those two will be pulled away by their respective teammates. We're 1.5 minutes into the third. 2-1 Eels lead yet again, with the shots on goal going on their side, 25-14. Van Oudegem with the face-off to his right side. Splitting the blue line here is Kyle Fryermuth. Centered away, down to the right wing circle. Played off the skate of Van Oudegem here, and taking control by Frizz behind the cage. He'll go up the far glass. This one stripped away by the Junior Blades McGovern, but it's taken off of his stick by Gavin Medina. Medina out to the neutral zone. Here it's McLeod leading a 2-on-2. Near side circle, wrist shot on, and Tracy plays it off of the left pad. Down to the right corner here for McLeod. McLeod searches for the centering feed, but that was Matthew Clift in front of the net, getting double teamed there. Jumping in the way is Adorio. Now a scramble down on the right wing corner. 2-on-2 joust for it, and prying it loose up at the right point is McLeod. There's a shot going off at the back glass. Taking the chance was Easton Moore. And now it's maneuvered to the left wing half wall, where yet another battle will ensue for it. Junior Blades come out as the victors that time around, and they will tap it on out to center ice, courtesy of Adorio. Adorio plays it off of a stick, and it's back around the near end wall of Van Oudegem. Medina with a backhanded pass here, and down low on the far side corner, he will reach out to Easton Moore. Moore playing tag back and forth with Frizz. Eels stuck in their own ice. Oh my goodness, Clift just got absolutely rocked by Mathis Legros. The other way, it's a shot from the near circle, and getting shut down was Caleb Horup. And now down on the near goal line, it's in front, and a whistle is made, and a big fight in front of the net. Matthew Clift got taken down in a scrum with Mathis Legros. Those two trying to get back at each other, but yet again, officials will separate them. No penalties will come out of that. Clift going back to the Eels bench. A-okay after that scramble, but a little rattled indeed. Face off now to the near circle. Eels end zone. Leaning in is Tanner Smith for the Eels. He'll go up against Isaac Vasquez. Left wing side, down low at the corner. Here it's Clary sending out to center. It's back across the blue line by Melikov. Eels reassessing the situation as they back up to their own far circle. Here it's Clement Espinosa. Espinosa halting behind the cage, now moving it up the near wing, out to center ice. At the middle line, it's Isaac Vasquez here, chipping back and forth with Espinosa. Espinosa flanks it behind the cage now of Tracy, and right there to put the Junior Blades back on the offensive territory is Isaac Vasquez. Center ice for Tanner Smith. Slides it in between the skates of his defender, E.J. Halleck. And it's gutted back around the end wall, back up to the near point. Wrist shot on by Dylan Chabot at the point. And Tracy is right there to put glove to puck as we are 4 minutes, 6 seconds into period number 3. Eels holding on with a 1-goal advantage. Yet again, it may be a road game for the Florida Eels, but they didn't have to stray too far away from Fort Myers of this evening's matchup. The distance between the Fort Myers Stadium to Hertz Arena is a short 20 miles across town, and that is a big reason as to why the Hertz Arena is absolutely packed for this game tonight. It's about 50-50 both ways, split between the Eels fan base and the Junior Blades fan section. Now Junior Blades, enemy zone, shot off the pipe! From the center of the blue line, it was Xavier Ligros, and he put it just a little too high. The puck went straight off of the bar and off of the ceiling here at Hertz Arena, and that tells you something because this is a pretty high ceiling at this rink. Junior Blades with a wholesale change. Eels stay with their same men out on the ice. Face off to the far wing. This is won by the Blades. At the center of the point here, it's Maynard, stripped away by Bertzloff. Maynard finesses it back in his favor, out at the center ice line. Now Medina jumping in there. Medina in a big battle for it, and he loosens it down to the Eels near circle. Sideswipe here for Tomachko on the half-wall right wing side, and flung back out the center here for Moore. More backhanded pass for Pavel Tomachko, still in the neutral zone. He flings one long on Tracy, and Tracy will smother the biscuit for the stop on the clock. And that short 20-mile trip across town from the stadium to Hertz Arena, it's such a short trip that neither team rides a bus to each other's arena for games. All the players carpool with each other. And it really is a smart decision. Not only does it save money, but it's almost a home game for these two teams, regardless of if they're technically on the road or at home. But here we go. Eels back in their own ice, and Sembro puts it onto the Florida Eels benches. Dylan Chabot was on the bench, and he had to swat that one out of his face. Thankfully, he's wearing that full shield, so it didn't affect him too badly. Here's a face-off in front of the Eels bench at the red dot in the neutral ice. Here's Tanner Smith winning it, and he'll immediately plank it down far corner, anchored up the opposing side. This time for the Junior Blades, Xavier Ligros. Ligros to the neutral zone. He's double-teamed as Tanner Smith was able to poke it away there, but only for a brief moment. Now Eels in their own ice. Lopped up the right wing dasher, back out to the neutral zone. And pausing here is Clary. Clary with the lone goal on the evening thus far for the Junior Blades. Near side wall, Blades back on their own ice, but they'll go coast to coast here, courtesy of Pinkerton. Pinkerton with a shot, and it went wide off to the far post. And this remains a 2-1 hockey game. Eels on top yet again. Right corner. Getting rammed into his Melikov, but not before he's able to get the clearance down the ice. Shot on the way from the near circle. And that one covered up by Tracy. Streaking in for the golden opportunity was Easton Moore there, but yet again he comes up empty. He was all alone, uncontested, except for Tracy himself. 13:38 to go in the game. 2-1 Eels lead. Near corner here, sauced down the length of the ice by the Blades. Icing is negated, is touching up on the near goal line is Van Udegom. Wheeled on out to center by Frizz here. Incomplete pass intended for Moore. Eels will hold on, however. Now it's Medina, far side circle. Swings around the cage of Tracy and back up in the direction of the near point. Give and go for Clement Espinas. Now Espinas involved in a four-man jam near half wall. Poked out in front for Caleb Harup, but he couldn't provide a one-time drive in between the rings. Medina to the low slot. Shot pulled wide off to the far post. And this biscuit caroms down to the right wing corner. Opposite end, going long here is Clary, and it's out to neutral ice, and a foot race which Clement Espinas will win, beating out Andrew Frost and the Eels' own right wing circle. Eels now down to their own near goal line here. Frizz starts to drive, but it's picked off. Right circle, shot hits the pipe. Oh boy! It was Isaac Vasquez ringing the iron, and now it's a 2-on-2. Eels end zone to the near side circle. And yet again, the Blades clatter it back out to center ice. Clement Espinas. Left wing wall for Ian Frizz. Frizz goes rink wide out to center. An anticipation for Easton Moore. But Moore can't hold on. And now, at the red dot, here is Ryan Garrell trying to swing across the blue line, but he couldn't remain onside. So play goes on. It's Junior Blades' puck. This is stashed behind the net with a high rising shot from Xavier Ligros. Ligros with a rebound at the high slot. And Ian Frizz will bang it down the rink. Icing called against the Eels, and that's a crucial one there. Eels are absolutely winded out there on the rink, and that icing prevented them from creating the change on the line. 11:47 on the third period clock. Eels up by just one goal. All three combined goals in this game thus far were scored right in period number 2, keep in mind. It was Medina and Melikov, the Eels goal scorers in the second. Blaze Clary with the lone tally for the Blades. Scattered up to the right point here for Clary. Rink wide to the left point for Dylan Holtberg, and he's uprooted by Ryan Garrell. This is spread down near point. Oh, what a wraparound attempt. And yet again, Van Hoedegom shuts it down. Xavier Ligros swung around the net there, but couldn't find any open spaces to work with. Here it's Easton Moore to the near side circle. Eels getting a last-second line change off with this draw about to come in their own end. Hewitt heads off in exchange for Bertzloff. There's a shot from the near post, and it skitters wide of the net. Eels are facing absolute pressure right now from these Blades at the highest degree. Out to center ice. Mathis Ligros almost had it picked off by Garrell at the Junior Blades low slot, but the Blades keep it away out of the danger zone. Back up the right wing wall. Bertzloff forces it back down and around the end glass. Waiting for it on the other end, here is Stephen Hewitt. Hewitt collides with Xavier Ligros. And yet again, here's Bertzloff in front. Shot on, and it's taken to the midsection. And now, with an absolute blow, was Adam Bertzloff there. He took a disgusting cross-check from behind. And here comes a Florida Eels power play from the looks of it. And indeed, that is the case. Mathis Ligros taking the seat on yet again was a vicious hit on Adam Bertzloff. Thankfully, he is A-OK and skating back to the Eels bench. But you can tell, even from up here in the broadcast booth, he is feeling that one. So for the first time in the third period, we have a penalty, and the power play goes in the favor of the Eels yet again. Eels, both goals thus far in the game have came on the man advantage. Pavel Demachko down on his far corner, collecting the dump in, which was fired down by Scribner. It's Demachko leading it to neutral ice, charged over to the left circle here for Clift, but the Eels were offside. 10 minutes and a half until regulation is all said and done. Your score is Eels 2, Junior Blades 1. Face-off coming to the red dot, neutral zone near side. E.J. Howlett going up against Tanner Smith of the Eels. Smith, a first-year left winger, standing in at 6 foot, 170 pounds. And he forks this one backwards for Pavel Demachko for the face-off victory. Center ice for Smith. Getting taken off of the puck this time around is TJ McLeod. McLeod at the near side corner in the end zone of the Eels. Demachko rink wide, right point for Espinosa. Slap shot and a bad save followed up by Tracy. Wheeled out to neutral ice here by Andrew Frost. And it's Clement Espinosa able to take a ride off of his tape. Espinosa across the near side of the blue line to the left wing hash. He's not able to collect it there as he was exchanging back and forth with Moore. Here's another 200-foot clearance provided by Andrew Frost 55 seconds ago on the Florida Eels power play. This scatters through the skates of Medina down the length of the ice, and that's another crucial mistake coming up there as the Eels have to go back to their own ice. Behind the net, freezing the puck is Van Oudegom, and he sets it up for Melikov. Melikov to the neutral zone, slid off to the left side for Clift. Clift has it butted back out to the neutral ice there by Cade Cahoon. Cahoon to the left wing circle, freed up for Clift, low slot shot and a goal! Easton Moore capitalizes, and for the third time of the game, the Eels have a power play goal. It's 3-1, 9:13 to spare in regulation. And just when you thought the Eels were looking down and out, they finally made one go their way, and they extend their lead by a pair. A little bit of breathing room, but they can't let up by any stretch of the imagination. Easton Moore skated back to the bench and the high five line with a look of relief on his face. Yet again, that is Easton Moore with the goal. When it comes to the USPHL Elite top standings, he is number 3 in the entire league with a total of 18 points as a result of the goal. And now Bertzlaw feels end zone. This is hammered on. And here we go. Things getting chippy yet again. Penalty against the Blades. This is a cross-check on the way. And the Junior Blades right now just keep hurting themselves badly. Luke Hoagland, the latest visitor of the sin bin, as he slams the door shut in frustration. To the left side of Tracy we go here. It's the right point for Pavel Demachko. Demachko, outer end of the right point here. Lowers it down, shot on, and that one kicked aside as Luke Hoagland has 1:45 to go on his penalty in the box. Point blanker on the way here, and the whistle is put into play. A little bit of a crowd forms in front of the net here, but nothing more will come out of it other than a little bit of a conversation between these two teams. Keep in mind, folks, this is the lone game of the evening here at Hertz Arena. This is elite hockey between the Florida Eels and the Florida Junior Blades. No premier game this evening. However, we will have one tomorrow evening here at Hertz Arena, 5 o'clock p.m. Catch that game right here on the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. As here's Pavel Demachko across the enemy blue line, near side dasher, backhander to McLeod. McLeod transforms his way to the high slot, backhander here by Pavel Demachko, and that wheels its way towards the 4 hash marks. Down low in the right wing corner now, battling for it is TJ McLeod. Pinning the puck up against his skate is Matt Scribner. Scribner has it lower down right corner. Smith gets rammed into the wall there by Adario. 1 minute, 9 seconds ago on the Junior Blades penalty kill. Medina, top of the blue line, splits right circle, shot on, save, rebound, and that one skitters across the goal mouth. Medina so close for his second goal of the game, but to no avail. Espinosa with a slap shot here that's taken off the body of Matt Scribner. Right circle for Espinosa. Give and go for Demachko. Demachko tape-to-tape shot. And Medina's on the other end of that, on the near post. He goes back up for Demachko at the blue line. And finally forked out to center by Andrew Frost. Pavel Demachko. Right wing side. Down at the circle. Puts the brakes on at the halfway marker. And now spread on up to the right point here with 23 seconds to go on the power play. Left wing side now for TJ McLeod, and he gave it away, and an interception for Frost, but those two double-team Frost, and the Eels really dodged a bullet there yet again. Now Garau, and Eels enemy territory, he gets yanked down from behind by Mathis Legros. Eels fans in attendance is absolutely outraged at these officials, and Van Udegom is forced to smother the puck. 6:46 left in the game. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey here. And it seems as if after every single whistle, there's some sort of discussion, whether it's between the referees or these two teams. Right wing side, Easton Moore going head-to-head in the face-off circle against Christian McGovern. McGovern shimmies it down, far corner, rocketed it up to the point, and holding it in is Holtberg, but only for a moment. Out to the neutral zone, here is Garau. Garau near side circle, dangles past the defender, and it's caught out of midair by Tanner Smith. Smith rotates it, left point, wrist shot put into play, and that one is whistled down. Taking the opportunity on the left end of the blue line was Gavin Hoover there. And Gavin Hoover, he was a player who waited all summer long to be a part of this Florida Eels team. Finally made it to training camp in August. But then just about a week in received an upper body injury, which kept him out for a total of 6 weeks. Well, those 6 weeks have passed on by, and yet again, here he is making his Florida Eels debut here tonight. Near side, Hoover takes a draw, and he's outsmarted there by Cade Cahoon. Spread up right point for Frizz. Frizz with a shot, and that one just stayed out by a matter of inches. Now a Shabolt on the defense out to center. It's E.J. Halleck pivoting it to the right circle, and Shabolt takes him down from behind, but he held on to Shabolt's stick, ripped it right out of his hands. Final 6 seconds of the game here. Eels up by a pair. Right circle for Frizz, and he is able to haul it out to the neutral zone. Oh, Frizz just laid out Dylan Holtberg at the center ice line, and those two were about to lock up, but yet again an official jumped in. Play somehow continues, and now hit after hit after hit keeps coming. Frizz plays out another man. That's E.J. Halleck, and here comes the whistle. This is a trip on the way, and we believe this goes against the Eels. Indeed it will. So Ian Frizz, the perpetrator here for the Eels, with a tripping call going against him. Well, fans, we thank you so much for being in with us as we get into the late night hours here on this Thursday evening. We're just across 11 o'clock here at Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. Thank you so much for tuning in. Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play on the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. This one wiggled out to the neutral zone by Tanner Smith. Smith to the near wall. He collides with Xavier Legros. Eels pause their own end, rifled from the right circle, picked off at the midpoint, shot and a goal. Mathis Legros lights the lamp from the high slot. And just like that, the Junior Blades trail by one. It's 3-2 Eels with exactly 5 minutes to play in the third. It's a power play tally which sends Ian Frizz out of the penalty box and back to the Eels benches. Well, it all started in a right wing circle there on an attempted clear for the Eels, which went awry. Catching it out in midair at the right point was Corey Adorio, took it to the high slot, and from there, the play was finished off. So yet again, Mathis Ligros with the tally, and the Eels go back to work in the enemy zone with a cover up by Tracy. Draw to the near wall here. Junior Blades with their backs to their own zone. They get the line change on the way. Near wall, back up to the high slot. Wrist shot by Garral, and Tracy is able to tuck it away for the whistle. And although the Eels only hold a 1-goal advantage here as of right now, they lead in the shots on goal 43-18. Quite a difference there, but Bertzloff here with a wrist shot, outer end of the near circle, and able to take the body as Xavier Ligros right in the shooting lane high slot. Now behind the net here for Tanner Smith. Smith extends it near side corner. Eels end zone yet again. Bertzloff behind the cage. He gets bodied up by Xavier Ligros, and it's maneuvered up the near dasher and back out to center ice. Bodies continue to collide here. Easton Morse side swipe for Bertzloff out of the red line, and now it's Bertzloff to the left circle. Bertzloff trying to cruise in from the corner now, and he gets pickpocketed away by Dylan Holtberg. Big scramble, 2-on-2, left wing half wall. This one jammed out to the neutral zone for Pavel Demotchko. Demotchko up the right wing wall. Back out to Bertzloff at the red line. And Bertzloff yet again can't seem to hold on. Xavier Ligros gets the best of him there. High slot with a shot, save, rebound on the way, and holding on is Christian Tracy. He sat right on top of the puck to keep it a 1-goal game in the Eels' favor. Well, fans, yet again, as we mentioned, the Florida Eels just absolutely heated right now in their exchange with the Junior Blades. Ryan Garral heading to the penalty box here, and these will be roughing coincidentals. Mathis Ligros joins him on the Junior Blades side of things. So it appears that we will have 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, 3:35 until the game is done, however, at least for regulation. 3-2 Eels lead on what has been a thriller of a game here on this Thursday night. Yet again, it is the first game of a 9-game regular season series between the Eels and Junior Blades. It is a USPHL Florida rivalry unlike any other. Face off to the far wall here. Junior Blades stuck in their own side of the rink. They win the face off. Left wing circle here, as yet again it's 4-on-4 for the first time of the night. Here's Clift. Gets taken down in front of the penalty box boards. Clift gets right back up, and he comes dancing away with it across the blue line. Center point. Now walking it down, near side circle. Taps to breaks. Now goes rink wide for Frizz. Frizz puts it high and out of play over the glass. Well, the Eels, as we mentioned earlier, they're the number 2 team in the USPHL Elite division as a whole in the league standings. We'll talk to you about the USPHL Florida Elite division right here. Of course, the Eels are first place, 8-1-0-1 with 17 points. As here's the clearance converted up the far wall by Mathis Ligros. Caught out of midair by Tracy. He'll keep the play going as he hands it over for Kyle Fryermuth. Fryermuth to the right wing corner here on the clearance. Now Eels stuck in their own ice. As here is Zach Simbro. Simbro going out to the neutral zone here. Side swipe for his man Matt Clift. But here's a turnover by Mathis Ligros. Ligros cruising in near end of the goal line. There's a shot taken off the ankle of Frizz. And now it's Simbro with a breakaway out the center. Junior Blades are able to get reinforcements, however. Cimbro near side circle. Lapped on up to the right point now for Zach Cimbro. 34 seconds to go until we're back to 5-on-5. 2 minutes to go in the game. Keep an eye on Tracy here in between the pipes for the Blades. Right circle there. Pass not complete to Cliff. And now here's a chance for the Blades. Far circle creeping in. Appears to be Blaze Clary, and a delayed penalty is coming up against the Florida Eels. Touched up on Cliff at the left wing half wall. And here we go, folks. 4-on-3 in the favor of the Junior Blades for the remainder of regulation, unless if the Blades can capitalize with a tying goal. It's Mikhail Melikov to the box on a trip. Well, this is going to be one of those endings where you have to hold on to your hats. Would it be the proudest victory for the Eels? Definitely not. But a win is a win, however you can take it, and it appears that one of these teams called a timeout, and this will go on the Junior Blades side. Yet again, Junior Blades call their timeout. Eels still have their timeout if they find it to be necessary. 1:48 to go in the third. Yet again, 4-on-3 about to occur in favor of the Junior Blades. 13 seconds will go by, and then we'll transform to a 5-on-4, yet again going to the Blades. A little more on the Florida Elite Division standings. Yet again, Eels are in first place, but there is actually an 11-point difference between first place and second place. Eels with 17 points. Right underneath them with 6 points are the Florida Junior Blades. They are 2-6-2 as they entered this Thursday night contest. Third place are the 2-4-1 Atlanta Mad Hatters with 5 points. They are stuck in a tie for third, alongside the 2-7-1 Charleston Colonials. And last but not least, it's the Tampa Bay Juniors with 4 points. They are 2-5-0 as of this moment. Here's the dump down here by the Eels, and we go to 5-on-4 here. Yet again, Junior Blades power play. Minute and a half to go in regulation. Right wing circle, enemy territory for the Junior Blades. Dylan Holtberg. Holtberg stops in the corner, throws it high up top. Wrist shot goes wide off to the far post. Cade Cahoon with the blast. Going off is Tracy. 6-on-4. And now it's down the ice, but this goes wide of the empty net for Easton Moore. So yet again, now it's a 6-on-4 in favor of the Junior Blades. For the remainder of regulation, unless if the Blades can score here. Jump down and it hit the near post. Oh, baby. Espinosa was that close to finishing off the game for the Eels, but it hits the iron, and we're down to 48 seconds to go in the game. Junior Blades at their own far side circle. Here it's Cade Cahoon. Cahoon backtracking here, applying defense in the left wing circle is Easton Moore. Now out to the neutral zone, far wing. Here it is Mathis Legros on the rink-wide feed. Right wing dasher. He's halted up. And now clashing away for it is McLeod. McLeod with a dump down. And it hit the post again. Far wall. You have got to be kidding me. That's impossible. 17 seconds to go in the game. Junior Blades out to center here. McLeod not able to get it. It's turned away by Mathis Legros. 7 seconds to go in the game. Junior Blades stuck in their own zone. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your hockey game. The Florida Eels hold on and clinch a victory in elite action. 3-2 over the Florida Junior Blades. What a thriller of a game it was on this Thursday evening. As we mentioned, it's not the prettiest of victories, but boy, will you take those 2 points in the standings as the Eels held on by the skin of their teeth on that penalty kill in the final moments. So yet again, 3-2 Eels victory. These two will rematch for the finale of this 2-game weekend series this Saturday. That game will hold a 9 p.m. start time at the stadium in Fort Myers, Florida. That game will be available for broadcast right here on the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. Thank you, fans, so much for tuning in. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play of the action from Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. One more time, 3-2, the Florida Eels beat out the Florida Junior Blades in a tense one tonight in Southwest Florida. Fans, we'll see you on Saturday night. But until then, stay safe and have a great start to your weekend. This is Nick Rush signing off.